The night was thick with the scent of pine and the quiet rustle of leaves. As I, John, a seasoned park ranger, my duty was to patrol the dense forest under the pale, flickering glow of the moon. The forest was a canvas of shifting shadows and silhouettes painted by the moonlight that filtered through the towering trees. Every step seemed to change the landscape, as if the forest was alive, breathing with an air of mystery and danger. The beam of my flashlight was a lone guardian, slicing through the darkness as I ventured deeper into the heart of the wilderness. A tip had led me here. Whispers of illegal activities happening under the protective cover of the night. The forest, usually a haven of tranquility, had become a playground for illicit deeds. As I neared a clearing, the air grew heavy, tainted with a stench that curled my stomach. It was a nauseating blend of rot and chemicals, a surefire sign of something sinister. My instincts, honed over years of experience, kicked in. With every ounce of caution, I navigated towards the source of the smell, my senses on high alert. What I found was a sight that sent a shudder down my spine. A makeshift drug farm, nestled deep in the heart of the forest. Men in ragged clothes scurried about, tending to the plants with a wild look of fear and desperation etched onto their faces. This was the source of the tip, a dark secret hidden amongst the trees. I reached for my radio, my fingers trembling as I requested backup. But before help could arrive, the night took a dark turn. Chilling scream echoed through the trees, a harbinger of the horrors that were yet to unfold. What I stumbled upon was a makeshift drug farm, hidden deep within the forest. Men in tattered clothing hurriedly tended to the plants, their faces filled with a mix of fear and desperation. The clearing was transformed into a makeshift drug farm, a grotesque scar on the pristine forest. The men moved like shadows, their forms hunched and cautious. The smell of rot and chemicals hung heavy in the air, a sickening reminder of the clandestine operation that had taken root in the heart of nature. The sight was jarring, a stark contrast to the serene beauty of the woods. These men, ensnared in a web of crime and desperation, had invaded the sanctuary of the forest, disrupting the balance of this tranquil haven. Their hurried movements and furtive glances revealed a palpable tension, a fear that seemed to go beyond the fear of being caught. I reached for my radio, my fingers trembling slightly as I called for backup. Each crackle of static sent a jolt of anxiety through me. I was alone, a solitary beacon of law and order in this den of illegality. The minutes stretched on, each second a testament to the impending danger that lurked in the shadows. As I waited for my fellow rangers to arrive, I couldn't shake off a sense of unease. The silence of the forest was unsettling, a stark contrast to the usual symphony of nocturnal creatures. The men continued their work, oblivious to my presence, their actions mechanical, devoid of any semblance of humanity. Suddenly the quiet was shattered by a horrifying sound. High-pitched screams echoed through the trees, a chilling symphony of terror that sent a shiver down my spine. I felt my heart pounding in my chest, the rapid thud a stark reminder of the danger I was in. I rushed towards the commotion, my flashlight casting long, eerie shadows on the forest floor. The screams grew louder, more desperate, filling the night with a sense of dread that was impossible to shake off. I could feel my pulse quicken, my breath hitching as I prepared myself for the horror that awaited me. What I saw defied all logic. Most of the men lay torn apart, their bodies grotesquely mangled, as if they had been savaged by a creature of immense power. In the midst of the carnage, a lone survivor trembled, his eyes wide with terror. He stammered out a tale that chilled my blood, speaking of a monstrous beast that had emerged from the shadows, its claws ripping through flesh as if it were mere paper. His voice quivered as he described the towering figure, its form draped in darkness, its eyes glowing like burning embers in the night. He spoke of its roar, a sound so terrifying it made the very earth beneath our feet tremble. He spoke of how it moved like a ghost, swift and silent, leaving only death in its wake. As he recounted his tale, a low growl echoed through the trees, a sound so deep and guttural it seemed to vibrate in the very marrow of my bones. Fear, raw and primal, surged through me, and I felt the survivor clutch at my arm, his fingers digging into my skin. We both knew the beast was near. Slowly, I turned my flashlight towards the source of the sound. My heart pounded in my chest as I saw it. The creature was massive, its silhouette a grotesque dance against the moonlit night. I could see the gleam of its eyes, two burning orbs that seemed to stare into my very soul. Its maw was slick with blood, the remnants of its gruesome feast. The sight of the beast, its sheer size and the aura of raw power it exuded, was enough to send a shiver of dread down my spine. Yet even as fear gripped me, I couldn't tear my eyes away from it. It was a horrifying spectacle, a creature born of nightmares, yet there was a strange, terrible beauty to it, a reminder of our place in the grand scheme of things, a testament to the untamed, savage power of nature. In the distance, the creature's massive form moved through the trees, its silhouette a grotesque dance against the moonlit night. Fear gripped us as we fumbled to retreat, stumbling over the fallen bodies of the drug farmers. The night air was filled with the scent of blood and terror, the forest alive with the echoes of the monstrous growl that pursued us. We ran blindly through the undergrowth, branches whipping against our faces, our breaths coming out in ragged gasps. Suddenly, the survivor at my side let out a piercing scream. His body jerked back with a force that sent me sprawling on the forest floor. I turned just in time to see him being dragged into the darkness, his desperate cries abruptly cut off by a sickening crunch. My heart pounded in my chest, the horrifying reality of the situation sinking in. I was alone, in the heart of the woods, with a beast that had just claimed its second round of victims. My mind raced, panic threatening to take over, but I forced myself to focus. I had to survive. I had to get out of these woods. Picking myself up, I broke into a run, the adrenaline coursing through my veins, lending me a burst of speed. I could hear the creature behind me, its growls growing louder with each passing second. Just when I thought I was done for, I skidded to a halt. There it was, the towering beast in all its terrifying glory, its yellow orbs fixed on me, its bloodied maw open in a silent snarl as it leered at me, the sight of it enough to freeze my blood. I could feel its gaze piercing through me, a predator assessing its prey. And then, as if a switch had been flipped, it stopped. The growls subsided, replaced by a deafening silence. The beast tilted its head, its gaze seemingly softening. For a moment, time stood still. And then, as if it had lost interest, it retreated back into the shadows. I stood there, shaken and bewildered, as the forest fell silent once again. My heart pounded in my chest, the adrenaline still coursing through my veins. The memory of the beast's yellow eyes, its bloodied maw, was seared into my mind. Its massive form, a terrifying silhouette against the moonlit night, was an image that would never leave me. As I replayed the night's events in my head, a chilling realization dawned upon me. The beast had not attacked me. It had looked right into my eyes and it had chosen to retreat. The beast had recognized me not as a threat, but as something else, something benign. Was it my uniform, my purpose, my presence in the woods that had led it to spare me? Or was it simply because I was not part of the violation it was there to rectify? These questions stirred in my mind, adding to the haunting enigma of the encounter. The forest around me came alive once more, the nocturnal chorus resuming its melody. It was as if the forest itself was breathing a sigh of relief, the beast's presence a guardian angel in the heart of the wilderness. This creature, this force of nature, had ensured the balance of this sanctuary remained undisturbed, its wrath unleashed only on those who dared to desecrate its sanctity. I made my way back, the survivor's last screams still echoing in my ears, the images of the mutilated bodies ingrained in my memory. The forest, which had been my refuge and solace, had revealed a terrifying secret, a brutal defender lurking in its depths. The encounter would haunt my dreams for years to come, a chilling reminder that in the heart of nature there are forces beyond comprehension, forces that would protect the balance at any cost. It was a lesson learned in the most horrifying way, a testament to the primal and untamed essence that lies beneath the serene beauty of the wilderness. Dive into the abyss of the dark and mysterious, a realm teeming with gruesome goodies designed to make your stomach churn and toes curl. The Amazon affiliate link, waiting in the description, is your ticket to this world. Don't hesitate, explore the unexplored. Who knows, you might just find your new obsession. And so, our tale of the Campfire Horrors comes to an end. Until next time, sleep tight. Before we part ways, dear viewers, remember to stay vigilant. The Campfire Horrors may have been extinguished for now, but the embers of the unknown always remain. As you lay down to sleep tonight, don't forget the lessons from our tale. Safety is but a fleeting moment in a world of unseen. So, if you've enjoyed this journey into the abyss, don't forget to ring that bell and smash that like button. Do it before the thing under your bed decides to pay you a visit. Oh, and keep those night lights on. You never know what might be lurking in the dark. Thank you for embarking on this terrifying adventure with us, until our paths cross again in another tale of the unknown. Goodbye and sweet dreams, if you can.